As well as using the debug and trace constants, you can create constants of your own by using the define compiler directive. The debug and trace constants are usually sufficient for most projects, so it's rare to see this done, but it's included in this lesson for completeness. To begin this lesson, open the Market Trader project from your Sample Files folder. You may have noticed the conditional compilation symbols box when viewing the build properties of your projects. You can use this box to define custom constants for an entire project. For example, if you were to enter trial version into this box, a trial version constant would be automatically defined in every class. This is the equivalent of adding a define directive to every class. Now open the code behind file of site.master and you're going to add some code to define a new constant named trial version. Add the following code to the very top of the page before the using lines. Hash define trial version. This code defines a new constant named trial version. You can use your new constant in exactly the same way as you used the debug and trace constants in earlier lessons. Now add the following code to the end of the page load event handler. Label debug.text equals trial version. Now, just as you've done with the debug and trace constants, add a new if directive for the trial version constant. That's hash if trial version, and then at the end of the page load event handler, hash end if. Now this code will only be compiled if the trial version constant is present. Test your code now by clicking Debug, Start Debugging. As you can see, the trial version indicator is displayed in the top right corner. Now close your web browser. And finally, you're going to use the undef directive to undefine the trial version constant. Add the following code at the top of the page, just after the define line. Hash undef trial version. This code removes the trial version constant, so it will no longer be detected. You could, of course, have simply removed the define directive, but this example illustrates the use of the undef directive. As well as your own constants, you could also use the undef directive to undefine the debug or trace constants. Now start debugging one more time, and this time the trial version text isn't displayed because you have undefined the trial version constant. Custom compilation symbols are useful when you have a project that you want to compile in different ways. A common example of this would be a project that needs to be compiled into both a restricted trial version and a full unrestricted version. By using custom compilation constants, you could build different versions of your application for trial and commercial purposes. Close your web browser now, and close Visual Studio, saving your changes if prompted. You've now completed Lesson 6.4. use the define directive to create a new constant.